Okay, hello. My name's Asa. I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the demo from last week. So I'm a second year CS or BSMS student, member of the CCDC team. I like Windows, but it does annoy me sometimes. And I am an avid hat enjoyer, as you can see. So getting right into it, just how you get the VM, because we're still early in the semester, to make sure everyone's on the same page. Go to mirrors.redsec.club, download the OVA, and then import that into VMware Workstation. If you need help getting VMware Workstation, ask around in the Discord. Someone will be able to help you. Yeah, this will be posted if you need these instructions. So the first flag is required to do any of the other flags because it's getting into the VM. So I made a little video here. So first you're going to want to go to accessibility settings and turn on the narrator, which will pull up a shell. We'll talk about why that is later. And then this is an admin shell, so you can do anything. What I did to get in was I just changed the password of RITSEC to a single letter A, as you can see. And then that let me in when I entered it into the login, and the flag is on the desktop. Okay, but why does that work? If you go on your Windows computer right now and turn on Narrator, it's not going to open a shell for you. So basically, this is a well-known trick in Windows. If you go into System32 and change any of the programs in there and rename them to a built-in program such as calc.exe, stickykeys.exe, narrator.exe, Windows won't check. It'll just be like, okay, there's the file I'm supposed to run, and it'll run it. So someone took this VM and they replaced narrator with cmd.exe. So that's why that pops up. This is actually really well known. You can do it with sticky keys. From if you take your Windows drive out, plug into another computer, you can change the program, then boot Windows off the drive you edited, and then just hit Shift a bunch on the login screen. That'll pull up a command prompt, an administrator command prompt, and you can do anything. So that's a well-known trick for getting back into a Windows machine that you locked yourself out of. For EZ2, if you looked on the flag site, there was a hint about a different river. There's a file called EZ2, which if you opened it, it had a decoy flag in there. I did try putting that one in, but it didn't work. So I didn't really know where to go from there. So I literally just Googled Windows Stream because of the hint, and that brought up the sysinternals documentation for a program called streams.exe. So I looked into that, and it turns out there's NTFS has a system called Streams where you can put data in alternate streams. So I was like, let's try this out. I just ran through Streams using their documentation, and it popped out an alternative stream called Secret. So a little bit more Googling later about how to actually read alternate data streams, and I saw you could pipe a stream into more and view the data contained within. So that got me the flag for EZ2. Medium 1, I'm not sure if I did this the correct way because I accidentally found Medium 2 while doing this. But immediately whenever you get into the VM, it pops up a window saying, find me for Medium 1, I believe. So I was like, okay, what ways are there to automatically execute things in Windows? There are two main ways I immediately wanted to check. One was the task scheduler, and one was various startup folders that you can put programs in, and they'll automatically run on login. So the way to check task scheduler is you can open up task schedule and you can just look through it for anything that's sketchy. I did that and didn't really see anything. So I went to task manager and went to the startup section, and I saw something called flag.bat, which is very sketchy. And I also saw another flag, which I'm not sure if I was supposed to see. Anyway, if you go to flag.bat, there is a comment that has the flag for medium 1. But going back to Scheduler, I just thought I should mention it is very powerful, and you should definitely look into it if you're interested in Windows. As you can see here, this is the, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Oh, you can. This is the pop-up for when you're creating a new task. You can make something happen whenever Windows logs a specific event ID, which is very, very cool. One thing I did with it, this kind of just breaks any computer you do to it. But you can set it up so that anytime someone logs in, it immediately shuts down the computer. That was funny. Not very useful though. But you can do more useful things if you look into it. Basically, that's the way to do anything when something happens in Windows. So Medium 2, we already found it. It's just in Task Manager under the Startup tag. Again, I'm not sure if there's more to this one, and I just missed it, but I got the flag, so. Okay, now getting into the fun stuff, the hard flag. You need to dump NTLM hashes of the administrator user. So I started by Googling this, Windows dump NTLM hashes, and I found a program called, I'm going to mispronounce this most likely, I think it's Mimikatz? Mimikatz, okay. So I found a program called Mimikatz that could dump Windows NTLM hashes. The only problem was the second I downloaded it, Windows Defender got very upset and instantly removed it, which, fair enough. So I had to find a way around Defender. So naturally, I spent a bunch of time Googling how to disable Defender. And then I thought about it a little bit, and I realized I have an admin shell. So I just logged out to get the admin shell and made RITSEC an administrator. You can do that with, let's see if I can remember the command. It's net local group administrator RITSEC/add, I believe. This is a command to add a local administrator. So I did that, and then I just turned Defender off using the control panel, which was way easier than what I was trying to do. So using Mimikatz, I tried to mess around with it, and I couldn't really figure it out, so I just looked up a guide. So the steps I found were dump an HIV file of security and the SAM processes, and then just run Mimikatz as an administrator, elevate your token, and then dump the hashes. And that gave me the LSA, or the NTLM hash. And that's all I had. Those are all the flags.